Olympians, astronauts, and godly beings of all persuasions, I have something to admit. I am in serious trouble. You see, I was sitting in a bar last Thursday when Hades himself strode in. He bet a golden fiddle if I beat him in a fiddle-off, and I wasn't going to take it lying down. See, we had a proper duel. Sweat was beading, blood was clotting, when disaster struck. My fiddle broke in the middle of the competition. As you can see now, I'm trapped in hell. But don't worry, before we got down here, I converted to Hellenism, and now I am a proud Olympian. All I gotta do is walk up to this prayer station here, input my credit card details, and the almighty Zeus will come down and save me. I said the almighty Zeus will come down and save me. Maybe I didn't pay enough tithing? I guess I could just try to leave through the way I was taken, but won't that be really hard? Our run begins in Tartarus, where we hope for a lucky day to... We take Demeter's special attack, which means that we can't use our special for Tartarus. For this run, we're using the legendary fiddle, which has a slower attack speed but deals ridiculous damage up close. Our main strategy to get out of Tartarus is to use our dodge and take our time. The slower we go, the better. We make our way very slowly through Tartarus, picking up a few more boons we can't use, being Poseidon's aid and billowing strength by Zeus. But we managed to find a lucky Daedalus hammer, Hoarding Slash, which makes our attack deal bonus damage equal to 5% of our wealth. The strategy here is to pull a Bezos and hoard all of our money, circulating none of it into the economy, which simultaneously makes our sword go crazy and makes all of these demons completely destitute. And with that, it's time for the first boss, and it's, drumroll please, RX. Hey there, Tisiphone. How's it hanging? Is your dad still dead? Murderer. Yes, I know he was murdered. Hey, is there any chance I can just get past you? Murderer. Well, that's what I thought. This fight is easy as long as we keep our distance and stay behind her, as she cannot ever attack behind her. We didn't choose extreme measures, so we are only fighting Tisiphone for this fight and not her sisters, because I didn't want to add a bunch of stuff onto the run. If I ever do another Hades challenge though, I will use extreme measures, at least for this boss. Making our way into Asphodel, we purge our boons, pick up a centaur soul and a night spindle before we encounter the worst god of the run, Hermes. Here is the big issue. Hermes grants a number of boons that we can ignore, like reduced cast pickup time or faster cast regen time. But Hermes is the only god that grants straight buffs to things like attack speed, movement speed, things that we literally cannot ignore and we would immediately benefit from. If we get those kinds of boons, then we would have to immediately reset the run. Now in hindsight, I could have used the reroll door mirror boost, which lets you reroll rewards before you enter their associated room, but I wanted to have Fated Persuasion, which lets you reroll the actual boons themselves so that we can pick the one that we would never use and continue the run. Unfortunately, we do have to pick a bad boon, one that increases the amount of times that we can dash in a row. We could already do 2, so as long as we make it through Asphodel slowly and very carefully, we should be fine. We pick up some more Ka-change and face the Barge of Death, which was laughably easy, although very slow and stressful with our dash all messed up. But after picking up Aphrodite's cast and a forgettable Demeter boon, we face off against Ernie, the Bone Hydra, and the second boss of the run. With very slow and careful dashing, the boss fight was pretty tough, and that's because of all of the heads that he summons. But with fiddle, we vanquish every last head and eventually Ernie himself. We play a somber tune for the character with the best pun name on fiddle as we trudge off to Elysium. Now, we already have a geometric fuck-ton of gold, which means that our attack is extremely powerful. But there is something else that I'm hoping for. Have you ever heard of the legendary Daedalus hammer Cursed Tune? It allows the user to play a sweet and alluring tune on the fiddlesword that drains the life of enemies we attack and adds it to our own. But it does require a down payment of 60% of my health, but it is still really worth it. So if you see a Daedalus hammer, shout and point at the screen and I will 100% see... Oh my god, there it is! We take Breaching Tune because it might be useful against some of the enemies here in Elysium. Don't mind my voice, I'm just never going to get my hopes up again. We bravely fight all the way to the Colosseum, where we face off against Theseus and a Minotaur. The fight is pretty difficult, and we can really feel the effects of no boons at this point in the run. We just don't have enough damage. If only we had Cursed Tune. Even still, we keep Theseus and the Minotaur separated, which makes Theseus's attacks easier to dodge. And we focus fire on the Minotaur, and finally bring him to heal. After that, Theseus is a pushover, and we easily crush... Wait a second. What are you doing? This is a no-boon run, Theseus. I cannot believe you are doing this. That is unacceptable. It's unforgivable. You cheater! We give the cheater what he deserves and move upwards. And for hopefully not the last time, we purge our boons and head into the Temple of Styx. Okay, I can smell that sweet smell of meat and berries at the bar. We are so close to the surface now. We fiddle our way through the chambers, and we find Cerberus blocking our path. We need to find a bag full of body parts that he can munch on, but the catch is that we have to locate it through picking a door with a predetermined reward. A reward that might be, get this, a boon. Luckily, we can find a purging pool somewhere in these chambers, so it's more worth it to get as many boons out of the way early so that we don't suffer later. We carve up some rats and deal with the most annoying enemy in the game, the satyr, and grab our first boon. We head down another boon door and successfully grab the second, and with that the bag full of body parts. Now, we could technically get out of here now, but I wanted to find a purging pool to face Hades with all of our attacks. I figure we might as well get as many boons as possible to purge them and make a stupid amount of money. So we get the third, and... Isn't there supposed to be a pool by now? I mean, at this point I'm going to be walking into the boss fight with half my arsenal. I mean, that would be crazy if it just didn't give me one. Any in here? No? Well, there's only one place to go now. If it's not in here, then I would have to fight the devil in another fiddle-off with only my dodge and primary attack, but that would be... crazy. With nothing in our pockets besides 1,500 gold, a scala fiddle, and a dream, we walk into the cold air of the surface, where we see him. Hades, man, it's been a second. But I didn't come just to talk, no. Hades, I challenge you to the showdown of the century. Scala fiddle versus your golden fiddle. What do you say? No way. That's my fiddle! You had it repaired just to use it against me? Oh, Hades, you will rue the day you decided to mess with a man's instrument. Bring it on! This fight is by far the hardest in the game. His attacks are just so fast, and he can combo them together really easily. Now, we haven't used any of our lives until now, but when our first life is lost, I'm panicking. Knees are weak, arms are heavy. There's vomit on my fiddle already, mom's spaghetti. We dodge his attacks, but they seem quite lax. He's not even taking it to the max. I can't believe he's holding back. We kick back against the track and get him low. He says ack, but he's back up to full. It's such bull, and we pull back, but we lose another life. We face strife. Hades, man, how's your ex-wife? We overcome. He goes numb. He's going back to the slum. Why don't you drink some rum, you absolute bum? Oh man, the power of music and rhyme. It's sublime and fine, but I'll make this quick. Hades, suck my dick.
You're quite strong.
We reunite with our fiddle, twiddle our thumbs, and striddle down into the night. Because we just beat Hades with no boons.